Hey everyone, it's Katerina with Meat Fuel Living, and it is time for another Coffee, Carnivores, and Questions. So grab your favorite cup of coffee, tea, whatever it is that you're drinking tonight, and come on in. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk about all things carnivore. Today, is most especially, we're just going to talk about how we navigated the Christmas holiday, and I do have a special guest here with me tonight. Dave Sagne. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he has been doing carnivore. I believe he's coming up on his 1 year anniversary if he hasn't hit it quite yet. So he has a lot of really great information, and we're just going to have just a real easy, low key chat. And I'm going to go ahead and bring him on, and then he can introduce himself. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry after Christmas to you as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we kind of celebrate Christmas all the way to Epiphany Sunday. So we keep going for quite a few more days, like 12 days, maybe something like that. That's when the tree comes down.
Oh, yeah, I won't take mine down until after the New Year. So
yeah, but anyway, yeah, Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas to everybody that's following you, that's watching, I guess. So, but
maybe
yeah,
not be as many on the live, but a lot of them watch it after the fact. And being that it is the day after Christmas, I'm not sure how many people are actually going to be tuning in. But still, I thought that we could talk about how we navigated Christmas. And well, maybe first you go ahead and tell your story just in case somebody's tuning in for the first time and hasn't previously got to meet you. If you want to talk about, what brought you to carnivore or just your journey. And then of course your carniversary, because I know yours is coming up on a year.
Yeah. Okay. So again, my name's David. I'm in the Lafayette, Louisiana area. I'm specifically in a little town called Broussard, Louisiana. I am on the verge of being 62 years old. I'm a pretty avid bicycler. I cycle a lot. Kind of did that when I was in my teen years, up until I joined the Navy. But anyway, I've been a carnivore for getting close to 1 year. Yeah, like January the 20th, January the 22nd. I'd have to check my count, my day count app, but it's around the last couple of weeks of January. So yeah, it's pretty much getting close to a year. And in that year, it was a really pretty good year. It was a great experience going to carnivore from keto. I was keto for just a short period, and then I went carnivore, and I really enjoyed that because of how simple it was and how quick it was to eat and get meals cooked. I lost a lot of weight once I went carnivore, and I was a little concerned about being carnivore because I'm pretty athletic, and I was kind of worried about the carb thing, like carbing up and taking in carbs and things like that. But I just I read a lot that it's doable. So I read a lot about how to transition to burning fat for fuel. And I just gradually upped the miles on the bike to get to a point where now I can ride as long as I want in a day with zero carbs, so works really well. But yeah, it's been a great experience for me. And like I said, I've been watching you since probably your first video, and I probably regularly would try to leave you some encouraging words because you seem kind of frustrated at the beginning.
Oh gosh.
Especially with some of the meat you were trying to eat, like the oxtail incident.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that was probably why I kept following you, because I was trying to root you on, and like, you can do it, just stick with it, but yeah, that's who I am. I don't have a YouTube channel. I do kind of have a YouTube channel. I mean, if you go to @DSagne, you'll only see videos of purple martins on and it's just stuff that I post because I love purple martins. In my backyard, I have a whole bunch of purple martin gourds and houses, and That's my like kind of hobby, I guess, besides bicycling. So you may see some of that, but it's nothing carnivore, and I don't have any followers, and it's just stuff that I post for myself and to send videos to other friends. That's really it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I love where I moved here because where we were at in Texas, I don't know if it was just too hot or our backyard, but I didn't see a whole lot of wildlife. But here we've got bunnies, squirrels, and birds, and it's great. I'm constantly poking my head out the window. Ooh, look at that!
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. So, John, he's been showing up pretty regularly to our lives. He recently started the carnivore diet. I have had conversations with John here in the chat, and he's 16 days now acid free, and that's great. That's awesome to hear. I know.
Like acid free. What's
he had a lot of acid reflux issues, like a lot of that, where he would carry around bottles of Tums and things.
You'll definitely get rid of any acid indigestion problems going carnivore, because there's nothing that you eat that'll trigger any kind of acid indigestion, as far as I know.
And you'll know if you eat something that does, because you'll feel sick rather quick.
Yeah.
And of course, Tiffany S., she is a regular as well. So, Dave, I thought it would be good to talk, especially because I had a few bad moments over Christmas. Now, it's funny because, and so I wanted to kind of talk about if you fell off the wagon, like I kind of did, I will admit. I did really well when like for Thanksgiving, I did very well. I managed to control everything that I ate, and I did very well during Christmas dinner. Rich brought these pies from Texas. There was all of this food there, and I didn't want any of it at Christmas dinner. I did very well. I didn't even really want to eat at all, to be honest with you. But everybody left today, and now I was all by myself with just the boys, who they're teenagers, and they completely disappear. They don't want nothing to do with mom. And I was always an emotional eater, anyways. I was on this constant binge restrict cycle. And when things bothered me, I turned to food, if it wasn't a cup of coffee or whatever. So I have to admit that when everybody left today, Rich left them stinking pies in the refrigerator instead of taking them back with him. So I thought, I'm just going to have a taste, just a taste. I've been beating the sugar addiction. I can put a little bit of stevia in my coffee. I have no cravings. I had a bite of that pie, and the next thing I know, Dave, it was another bite, and it was another bite. And I knew it was happening in my head. I was like, girl, put the dang pie down. What are you doing? But no, I just kept eating this. There was like 2 pieces of pie left. I ate both pieces of pie. And so anyways, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I know.
Yeah, you can recover from that. 2 pieces of pie,
what made me mad though was I knew what I was doing, and my mind was so strong with that sugar that it was like, who cares? Just keep eating the pie. It just was so weird because I had thought that I had beat that sugar addiction. So I think it'd be great to talk about the good starting point to jump back in it after. I mean, I know 2 pieces of pie, it's not the end of the world, but what if you ate 2 pieces of pie, some stuffing, some mashed potatoes, cornbread, whatever you ate? What would be a really good thing in your opinion to just jump back in?
Well, I mean, okay, so here's what happened to me yesterday. I did, I wasn't even planning to eat any kind of carbs or anything, because I know where I was going. There was going to be plenty of meat to eat. So I did eat some hamburger, a big 1-pound hamburger patty about 2 or 3 o'clock yesterday, because I was getting pretty hungry, and some eggs probably at noon, eggs and bacon. Anyway, so I was feeling pretty full when I got to my sister-in-law's house. Now, her tradition is she cooks a big seafood gumbo. So a lot of shrimp, crab, oysters, and things like that. That's the main course. but there was lots of fresh bread, and there was lots of desserts, lots of cookies. And like, I was not planning on eating that, but I was also planning, I figured there was going to be a lot more meat, but there wasn't. There was just gumbo. So now, around here, gumbo, I mean, it's a very social kind of thing. It's so like everybody's eating, sitting down to dinner. So I said, all right, I'm not going to be the person just sitting there with a glass of sparkling water. I said, all right, so I got a small saucer and put a small scoop of rice, like maybe a big heaping tablespoon, and then a little bit of the crawfish gumbo, not even maybe quarter of a cup. Like, I did not have a bowl of it, and then but I loaded up with the shrimp and crab meat and some oysters and stuff like that. Now, the bad thing about the gumbo is the base is a roux, and that's made with flour and probably vegetable oil. So I knew, like, right off the bat, like, okay, rice with fine flour cooked down in vegetable oil, and then with the water added to give it that brown, gumbo. I was like, oh, geez, like, well, I'm just going to eat a little bit. It's fine. And I did. I only ate one serving. As a matter of fact, I got some really ugly eyes from my sister-in-law. She was like, you are not just eating that little bit. I'm like, yes, I am. And anyway, I instead of just rejecting it and sitting there like a fool, I said, I will eat a little bit to be social, which I did. I only ate a little bit of it. And I had 3 cookies. I had a small little sugar cookie that was about this big, and another small, like a chocolate chip kind of cookie with some cinnamon sprinkled on it. And that was it. And I think one more other small little cookie. So 3 cookies. Now, about an hour later, I just felt like I ate 5 bowls. It felt like I ate 5 bowls of gumbo and a dozen or 2 cookies. I was just very bloated. And it felt like completely uncomfortable. I was sitting on the sofa. Everybody was in the living room watching. They were playing like secrets, or what do you call it? White elephant. I don't know.
White elephant, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm not into all that. So I'm watching everybody. It's mostly kids, and I just feel terrible. Matter of fact, my wife made coffee, and we had plenty of half and half. I didn't even want coffee or anything like that. I was just like feeling so overly bloated. It was like I think it's just because I've never eaten. It's been a year since I've had rice, and it's been almost a year since I've had gumbo like that. And just that little amount, I think my body just kind of reacted to it. So I'm feeling super bloated. We go home. It's hard for me to fall asleep, because I feel terrible. It wasn't even like the fact that I ate, some carbs and some crappy food. I just felt bad. I woke up Christmas morning, and I jumped on the scale. I was like, I feel like I weighed 20 pounds more. And I actually gained like 3 pounds. I felt like I gained 20 pounds just from that little bowl. I called it a saucer bowl. It wasn't even a real bowl. I felt terrible, still feeling bloated. I couldn't eat anything until maybe late afternoon. It was when I finally felt like I could eat something, and I did. I ate some chicken and sausage at my wife's cousin's house, and that was really all I ate. Now, this morning I got back. This was a good thing. This morning I felt great. I woke up. I got right back on that horse. I didn't eat anything until about 11 o'clock. 6 eggs with some bacon, all cooked in one pan. Oh, it was delicious. And then around 3 or 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I ate a big porterhouse steak with about 4 tablespoons of butter. And I'm back on, like I said, I'm back riding the horse as a carnivore soldier. Like,
yeah, very sad. Yeah,
I have no desire to, like, okay, I want to go eat some more of that gumbo. I want to go eat some more of that, this and that. I want some more. No, I ate a couple of them. I said, oh, that didn't feel good at all. I feel terrible. This morning, I got right back into the carnivore swing. I feel fantastic. Whatever that bloating is all gone. So it's amazing how if you don't eat that stuff in a long time, when you take just a little bit of it, you can feel how your body reacts to it. It's amazing.
Well, Well, and Brett just joined us from Hoosier Carnivore. He's going to weigh in on this here in a second too. But it's so Brett. What happened was I persevered this whole holiday time, no junk food, no nothing, and I had a house full of people, and everybody left today. And they left their crap in the refrigerator too. And there was these two pies in there. And they weren't like a pumpkin pie. They were like sinful chocolate pie. Okay. And the whole time, Christmas dinner, I didn't want any of it. I wasn't even hungry. But I am an emotional eater. And if it's there, apparently I still cannot say no.
Right.
So I grabbed the pie tray and I'm like, I'm just going to take a little sliver of this pie and I'm just going to try it. I ate the last two pieces of pie that were right out of the tray like a pig. I didn't stop. The whole time in my head, it's happening. I'm saying, stop it. Stop doing this. You know you shouldn't be doing this. But I just kept shoveling it in like I was starving to death. It was literally like a crack addict. And I felt high as a kite immediately after that. Like, whoa, like, holy crap. And then the rest of the day, I probably look green even now. I feel nauseous. I way too much sugar. I haven't touched a lick of food. I got my water, and this isn't even coffee. This is electrolytes in here because I feel like crap. So we were talking about, did you stay on track? And if you didn't, where's your, like Dave? He went home and felt like crap, and then he jumped back in today. What will you want to weigh in on this? Because
so now you know the price you pay for.
Oh, I wanted to.
I had a similar thing happen to me on Thanksgiving. I ate, some pumpkin pie, and then about a half hour later, I was up out of my chair walking around looking for something to eat. I just had like the hunger cravings just come back, and that's sugar addiction right there. It's amazing how quickly it can come back.
Right. And these are all things that, okay, you do it one time, you have that little slip up. These are all things that you can easily recover from. And it's just a blip on the radar. It's not like, if you just continue on and the next 2 or 3 weeks, you're back at your old habits. Yeah, you've lost the battle.
Right.
But if you get back on the horse, as Carnivore Soldier has said time after time, get back on that horse when you fall down and act like you've never fell off the horse. That's the whole point. And I take that, seriously. It makes a lot of sense. So yeah. And it's like, the way sugar is, it's very addictive. It might have been, it was the same thing as if you were some kind of a drug addict and your friends and relatives who were at your house left all the drugs that they didn't do in your pantry and said, hey, we're heading out. Just keep all the drugs, give them to you, whoever comes over. Well, no, you're going to take those. It
just amazed me how I knew what I was doing, but couldn't stop myself. I mean, again, like I said, the whole time I just sat there thinking, stop doing this. Don't eat this pie. You don't want this. This is going to make you feel bad. But like, I don't know. It just was that's a real addiction. It's a serious, serious.
I mean, even me, it took, when I saw that, the rice, and the things that I don't, and I know are not going to be good to eat, it's, right there in your face. It is extremely hard, especially when it's the only choice I had that night. And, it's a dinner. So you don't want to be the one guy sitting there with everybody eating. And it's like, so it's like, okay, I'm going to eat a little bit. And I did. I didn't have 5 servings of it, which, 2 years ago, I would have probably ate gumbo until I exploded, so, but so it's just days like that are going to happen. I don't plan for them, but I know that, hey, once in a while, one of these things are going to happen. Just don't continue on with it,
That's that dopamine hit you got.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just got to forgive yourself, learn from the experience, maybe fast for a day, and you'll clear all that glycogen that just got built up in your liver. You'll get that cleared out. You'll get back into ketosis, and within one day you're back on the wagon.
Yeah, and with me, like I was saying, you may have missed that part. I did not eat very much at all. I put a little bit of rice in a bowl, which is not even technically a bowl. It was a deep saucer with maybe a quarter cup of the gumbo gravy and a big heaping amount of the shrimp and crab. That was just, but that was not even barely a serving of it. And that was really all I ate, except for like 3 small cookies. But man, I tell you, you could have. The way my stomach, my belly reacted, it was like I ate 5 bowls of it and a dozen cookies or 2 and ice cream, because I was so bloated within an hour and so uncomfortable that I was like, I cannot believe that's all I ate, and I'm swollen up like this. Like I was miserable. I couldn't wait to get home and get on my pajamas and just lay down, and sleep it out.
Yeah, that's I'm in my pajamas right now.
our microbiome's not used to that.
Exactly.
Like it used to be.
Right.
So really, I mean, now that we're on this side of the looking glass, I call it, this side of the meat looking glass, it's hard to go back.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
And my Christmas was good. I pretty much did all the cooking, and I smoked up I don't know if you can see it in my camera, but I smoked up
there it goes. Well, nope, the background, the green screen keeps Ooh, now I see it. Oh,
big old prime rib.
Look at that. That's
beautiful. Before I smoked it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the leftovers tonight.
Oh, perfect.
I had the ribs and like an 1.5 inch thick piece of prime rib for dinner tonight. So yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, I the only thing I had that was kind of off my normal thing was my wife got me a thing of beef jerky. It was like a pepper jerky that I ate during Christmas, and it had like a soy sauce kind of marinade that it was made in.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have any real ill effects from it, although it did have a little bit of sugar, and I felt like a little flushed after I ate it, but it went away pretty quick, and I wasn't any worse for wear. But I wanted to see what it would do, and it did something. It didn't do a lot, but it did something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't all be lucky like Larry, who had in Austin, where he carnivore soldier for Thanksgiving, all of his family there, they're all carnivore. His sister, his brother, his son.
Yeah, I don't have anybody that is.
They had a carnivore festival there, So I was like, boy, it would be nice to go somewhere for a giant get together like that, and not in your family eating the same way. What a relief that would be.
Carnifest.
I mean, even their desserts were carnivore, like creme brulee, with just heavy cream, and the cream cheese pie without
Schultz's ice cream.
Yeah,
he probably did. Yeah,
it was incredible. I was like, you couldn't be so lucky to have everybody in your family and at one event all eating carnivore.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be. We don't have any. It's just me really that does it. Though I did make a carnivore cheese ball that got wiped out. Everybody loved it. That was nice because, and of course, we had prime rib, and they all ate the prime rib. But we had all that other stuff too. We had the mashed potatoes, the sweet potato all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, my Christmas was great. I actually got some pretty nice stuff. I got Dr. Barry's Kicking Ass After 50 book.
That was like geared for men, right? Yeah, I think I've seen that.
And I got his Common Sense Labs book.
I got that.
Yeah.
This one right here. I think I have it. This guy. You see all these things in here, all these little, because I'm a post-it note taking, but yeah, I have that one already. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, I got some fishing stuff for next year, and had a really nice Christmas. Didn't go anywhere, which I love. It was just me and the family here in the house all day. Didn't have to go anywhere. It was really nice, very relaxing.
Yeah, good. Yeah, kind of. We just went to my sister-in-law's house and then a cousin's house, but it was all local. No traveling really, just local driving.
Oh, that's good.
We had everybody come here. The grandbabies, all the kids. Well, all but two of the kids were here, but it was a house full.
Yeah, I'm a little. I don't know if it's part of getting older, a little bit from my Navy experience, but I'm not too crazy about being in a big crowded area. I don't like a lot of noise.
I don't like that either.
So it is nice when you're in a house and it's kind of quiet, or you just at a small family, event. Those are the things I enjoy most.
And we went up to Estes Park there. It's like this little small, I don't know, like little town right in the mountains. You're up there. I mean, it's way up there, and all the streets were decorated. I mean, it was just like this literal Hallmark movie kind of place. And even up there, we went and got barbecue. Oh, I see a wee one. We went and got barbecue.
Oh boy.
Give me that. Where's that, a battery? We had barbecue, and it was, and even there, I didn't eat any of the junk that came with it. I just had the brisket and the smoked chicken, and it was really good. But there was a lot of people up there, and I handled it better than I ever would have, because I would never have been able to go to places like that. But it still was a little much for me. I feel actually like very exhausted when I come home from places like that. So
Yeah, and in the next few days, I've got plenty of the staples of my the carnivore diet. I got plenty of eggs, plenty of ground meat, some steaks, but like I'm back on my regular routine, which was very easy to get back into, So matter of fact, I just did a ground beef haul a couple of days ago. The local grocery store, Albertsons, had a sale on their ground meat. It was, I don't know, $2.99 a pound. It was like a digital coupon that you cash in. Yeah, unfortunately, they limit you to 2 packages. So the most I could get really was about 7 pounds. Each package was 3.5 pounds. So yeah, I got like 7 pounds for $2.99, which was like a pretty darn good bargain. So like I was really excited about that little haul. Plus, lots of eggs and things like that.
I bought 2 60-packs right before. I forgot I make carnivore deviled eggs too for me. Look, I don't know if you can see, but you see how red my face is today? That I'm not wearing it. That's from eating. Brett, like you said, your face got flushed. My face has been red like this all day since I ate that sugar. I just keep seeing that. I don't have any makeup on. That's just from eating that crap. But I bought two 60-packs of eggs at Walmart right before everybody came, and I still have a full one in there. So I got my eggs, I got my bacon, I've got lots of ground beef. I'm ready to start back up. I told my daughter to come over and get rid of all the crap that was left over from the dinners, from the I can't even think, the holiday, and get all that out of here so I can start fresh again.
Do any of your relatives watch your YouTube channel, Kat?
Do what?
Do any of your relatives that were at the party watch your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I think so.
I was going to say you could have a video putting all the leftovers down the garbage disposal. All the stuff you're not going to eat.
That would actually be pretty good. Of course, you might lose some family members. So like,
you don't want to offend your family, but.
Well, they all know. I mean, whether they agree or disagree with what I'm doing, they know what I'm doing. So I told her if she wants these leftovers, she's got to come get them. And I have a fridge in the garage, and it's cold here, so I don't go out there very often. So I went and put all the leftovers out there, and that, because if I see it, like the pie. Apparently, I can't say no, so I'll eat it.
Yeah, I wanted to pass something on to who's your carnivore down there. Um, I'm getting really close to the fasting part because I was finally able to do an OMAD, and a friend of mine was saying, man, just now you just have to eliminate one meal to get your, because about a few days ago, I didn't I didn't eat anything until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was like a pound of ground, and I was really hungry, so I ate a pound of ground meat, 4 or 5 eggs, a little bit of bacon, and then I was like stuffed, and then I didn't eat again until the next day at probably noon. And I'm thinking, man, I was like, that was my first OMAD I think I've ever done. I mean, 2 meals a day is usually what I eat, but man, that was one. I'm thinking, man, I can probably turn this into a fast at some point. I just haven't gotten to that point yet. I know you've done quite a few fasts, so
He's getting ready to do a big one.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how you do it. Fasting's like a muscle. You have to exercise it. And now that you've done a 22-hour fast,
yeah.
next time have breakfast one day and then dinner the next day. And do almost like a 30-hour, and just see how you do and see how you feel. But yeah, I'm getting ready to do a 9-day fast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's what all these people are saying. 9 days, and
my longest previous was 8 days. I was gonna go 9 days then, but I had to cut it short because of a business trip I was doing, and I just didn't want to be fasting during that. So I broke it a day early. So things would be kind of back to normal when I had to travel.
The only problem
this time I don't have anything going on. So we're going to do the 9-day.
Yeah, I think that's my issue is I would have to stop. I think I'd have to put bike riding, because I do a lot of bike riding, and some of the days are, some long miles. And I'm thinking like if I do that, I think I would probably need to like take a few days, like say, okay, if I'm try to do a 48-hour fast or something, I might have to at least skip a couple of rides I just don't know how that would work. So I may say, all right, I'll just skip the riding and this will be time to do a fast and just concentrate on that,
You'd be surprised what the human body's capable of.
And
what you can do even when you haven't eaten.
Yeah, that is true.
Because our ancestors, they may not have eaten for a week, and they're out there running down a buffalo or running down a woolly mammoth
well, that's true. Good
or
point.
whatever,
yeah.
But 48 is a good goal, and I think even Dr. Berry said in a video not long ago, anybody can do a 48-hour fast, without having to worry about anything medically, unless you're on some kind of, medication that would have an effect.
Now, the only other thing about fasting too is since I am carnivore and I'm not taking in really any carbs, I'm almost in a fasted state. I'm just running on ketones anyway.
Right.
So, that's why I kind of don't really put a lot of stress on fasting, because it's not like I'm on a keto diet or on a low carb diet where I am running on carbs. I'm not running on carbs. I'm running on ketones. So I don't know how much of a benefit I would get. I think it's just maybe a discipline thing or autophagy, whatever.
I don't know what that word is, but
there's more benefits to fasting than just burning extra fat.
Yeah.
After I think 48 hours, it completely resets your immune system.
Right.
And you'll get some autophagy where you'll get some old cell recycling. There's just countless benefits to it.
Right. Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Because I know like Dr. Chafee is not big onto fasting, because he said like, look, you're in a fasting state 24/7 on carnivore. There's not a lot of, and I think he's gearing that more for the beginners, that, hey, look, you got enough challenges just doing carnivore or doing this. Don't try to overload your don't try to overload your plate with trying to do all this stuff when you're trying to master one thing,
Yeah.
And it does make sense.
It does help you burn off some extra pounds if you still have some weight you want to lose, or you want to get past a stall you've had. A 2 or 3 day fast is a great way to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just gotta stay hydrated and keep up on your electrolytes.
Yeah. Good. Good point.
Yeah. Yeah. If you ever get to feeling really weak, like weak in the knees, and your brain fog's kind of coming back, then you're low on electrolytes.
Right. Oh yeah, I know that feeling a lot just from riding, especially this summer.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because I that's the only thing I carry: water and electrolytes. Usually, especially in the summer, because I was going through a lot of electrolytes on rides.
Yeah, I just made some bone broth too, so I can have a good bone broth to break my fast with.
Did you put a video? You got a video up of it? I have one on my channel, but Brett, you got one up for yet?
I've filmed it, but I haven't made the video yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it did come out really good. It came out really, really jelly-like this time.
Mine does too. It's like it's very thick.
I can spoon it out of the jar. It's so thick. Yeah.
I do mine with just four ingredients is it, and it comes out. But then again, I don't separate my bones, so mine are chicken, pork, which I almost never eat, and I really don't eat chicken that much anymore either. But it would just be a bag of bones I just keep in my freezer, and I just throw them all in there. I don't care what, because I just put salt. I don't put any other I do salt and a little bit of vinegar, and the water, and it comes out. So I don't, it doesn't matter to me if it's chicken flavored or not. I don't know. And then I use it to cook in my crock pot, my roasts and things like that. So it's great. It's mine turns out perfect every single time, almost like I know what I'm doing, and I don't. So
mine was beef bones, chicken bones, and lamb bones.
Lamb, yep, that's what I have. Lamb a lot. Lamb's like my favorite. So
I was at a butcher shop like a week ago, and I bought a piece of cow femur. It was about 8 inches long, and it was just a raw cut piece, and I threw that in there too. And I had to roast. I roasted it in the toaster first, and then put it in there, and it was in the crock pot for about 24 hours.
Yeah, I leave mine in for a long time too. But speaking of the cow femur, so I got something I want to try. Maybe one of you guys have tried it already. I don't know. Maybe it's not the femur, but when I ordered my lamb and stuff, the last time I got from Billy Doe is where I usually get mine, because I have a couple kids that, while they will eat lamb, they prefer the less gamey flavor. And if you order it domestically raised, it's not as gamey. But anyways, they have other stuff too. That's where I get those big slabs of that beef belly that you liked in that video. But they had the bone marrow bones. It was like a whole bone cut in half. And I grabbed a couple of those. I don't know how to cook them yet. I'm going to have to do a video, and I don't know what to do with it. But I had seen or heard or something that was something really good to eat. Have either of you ever done anything with that? Any recommendations? And here's the cat. See, you got your pups. I got my cat.
Yeah.
Always.
I am not really I don't eat bone marrow, but it ends up in what I cook, because I will cook some type of some kind of a bone-in type brisket or no, I mean a pot roast or some kind of roast, and usually all the liquid that's in that pot, because I don't add any water, I put it in the slow cooker and I let it go for 6 to 8 hours on low, and man, there's a lot of liquid, and it's all that marrow that kind of seeps out, and it's you could tell when you pour that liquid and put it in the fridge, you've got the fat on top, and then you get that real thick gelatin.
Yeah.
It's all collagen, and it's all from the bone.
So should I just put it in my bone broth, or don't? Because I thought that you cooked it and ate it that way.
You can. Yeah. A lot of that's popular in Europe. A lot of I know when we lived in Spain and Greece, a lot of people were really into that. They will cut that bone like lengthways,
Yeah, that's what they
literally,
are.
yeah, literally scoop out that bone marrow.
Yeah, you'll roast it in the oven, and just look up how to make bone marrow butter.
Yeah.
Is it
And you
good?
can
Am I gonna love it?
make bone marrow butter and put it on your steak.
I'm pretty sure you'll like it. I mean, I've had bone marrow before, like just from, eating like, certain boned meats like ribs or something, and some of the bone marrow is in there, or even chickens. Like I've gotten some of the bone marrow from like chicken bones and actually ate it, and I thought that was good too. But I mean, I think beef is going to be a similar experience. I guess it's a texture thing too. It's something you're not used to eating, so it might be kind of weird. I don't know, but I'm willing to try that if I
made
could.
it through the oxtails, so I'm willing to try. I'm trying all kinds of new stuff.
Yeah, well, if you do it, yeah, if you can do the oxtail, I don't think that's gonna be a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have
Oxtail is great for
I love oxtail.
beef for the making bone broth.
It's good for eating too, because I didn't even know what I was doing, and I cooked it, and it turned out amazing. Like literally, I would eat it again. I have eaten it again. So Sandra says that she's pretty sure our ancestors didn't put a big old pile of sour cream alongside their ribeye like she did. She said, I don't even know why I thought I needed a treat. I live alone. Girl, I don't know why I thought I needed to eat a whole half of a pie, but apparently I did.
Yeah.
Alone in my kitchen.
I think sour cream, if it's just real sour cream made with cream and the enzymes, I don't think that's a big deal. It's an animal product. It could be you may not your stomach may not like a lot of lactose, but it is.
I think hers doesn't, because I think she said she was in the bathroom.
And yeah, I mean, I think a lot of our ancestors they may have drank a lot of raw milk. Like I know a lot of, I've read a lot of stuff on the Maasai warriors in Africa who still to this day, I mean, they eat pretty much only meat, the raw milk from the animals they kill, and blood, and I mean,
they're the ones that drink the blood right out of the.
Yeah. I mean, it's
the animal.
Well, sour cream is the worst thing you had, then you did pretty good.
I don't have a big issue. I mean, I think raw milk, I mean, I'm not going to drink a gallon of raw milk at a time, but I mean, every now and then I'll have a glass of it. But I do prefer, over raw milk, I prefer heavy whipping cream with my coffee, which is still minimal, a couple of tablespoons with the coffee. And every now and then I'll have sour cream, as a little garnish with some meat or something. I just like sour cream, but I don't eat a lot of it. But I don't, it's I guess it's okay, because I say, okay, it's an animal product. It's still got a lot of good nutrients in it. Our body absorbs it pretty well. It's got lactose, yes, but it's not, something that's staple part of my diet.
I always say, if you have to have a little dollop of daisy, I mean, that's the worst.
That is a good brand. If you look at the ingredients, there's only 2 ingredients on there. It's cream and enzyme. One cream and enzyme. Yeah. That's it. No other additives. If you look at the same product, that's, I think, the light version, there's probably 20 ingredients in it. The low fat version, it's completely different.
That's the way it is with a lot of the low fat, or the cat is like, he really wants my water. Like he doesn't have any anywhere else. If you look at, like, my daughter gets the sugar-free, I think it was my daughter, somebody had a sugar-free creamer, those fake creamers.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They have a list of Bear, please. They have a list of garbage ingredients, and just because they say that they don't have any sugar or no added sugar, they still have sugar in them. So I found that those low fat, low sugar, they're worse than the actual thing themselves.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Sugar
guess
free doesn't always equal good for you.
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
what?
I think my mother drinks that stuff sometimes, and I showed her the first ingredient on the list on her coffee mate stuff is vegetable oil.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the first ingredient on the list. I'm like, just because it says it's sugar free doesn't mean it's automatically good or good
Yeah,
for you.
and they're not. It still has sugar. It just doesn't have
Yeah.
any added sugar, supposedly, anyways.
Hey, Kat, I'm gonna have to drop out. My wife just came home from work, and she was asking me a couple of questions, so I need to go and tend to that. But
Absolutely, we're
I think,
almost done anyways. I'll just tie up with Brett.
with Who's Your Carnivore. So
Who's your carnivore? Yeah, we'll just continue chatting about stuff for the last little bit, but I appreciate you coming on.
oh
and,
yeah.
and yes, absolutely. Attend to the wife.
Yeah, take care. All right.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Great to be on with you.
Yeah, same here.
All right, so all righty. Just us for the last little bit. And I was just double checking to make sure I wasn't missing any comments. Somebody was talking about my cat. He's always putting his butt in the.
So, when was the last time you ate something? I'm just wanting to know how you're getting over your
It was this
little sugar
morning.
binge.
It was this morning, the pie this morning. Like I said, I hadn't had any issues. I hadn't even wanted to eat any of it, like no desire whatsoever. But for everybody left this morning, and it's funny because I like having my house back, but at the same time, it comes like it's sad, right? Like everybody's gone, and I just opened the drawer and it was sitting there, and I'm like, man, I never did taste that pie. Let me just have a taste of it. And then, like I said, I ate. There wasn't a lot left, thankfully, because I probably would have ate the whole pie tray. But I'm just because I'm telling you, and I wasn't eating it slow to savor it. I was like shoveling it like I was starving. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
But then I felt like I said, really just like hyped up for just a really short time. And then after that, I have been nauseous since. Like I said, my face is red. You can see it. It comes down onto my chest. And I haven't touched anything since. So I don't know if it was the crust of the pie, the sugar in the pie, some kind of fruit in the pie, the nuts in the pie, but something in that pie is definitely not okay. And my face also is puffy. I can see it. So even just in a day, I'm holding all that water right there.
Well, your face has got so much color in it, it looks like you're wearing makeup.
I am not. Yep. I mean, I am not. Well, of course, I'm rubbing it now, but I have nothing on my face.
Yeah. Well, that and you have a good complexion, so that helps.
Well, it's pretty red now. It's a ruddy complexion thanks to that. But yeah, so I haven't had anything since. I have some Element. I made it like the Element chocolate. That's not chocolate, but you know what I mean. It's like a hot cocoa. I made it like because I like hot. Like, this is gonna sound stupid, but sometimes I just have a cup of hot water. That probably sounds really weird to some people out there, but I have this comfort thing where coffee or hot cocoa or whatever is like the comfort beverage. So sometimes I'll drink even just hot water, but this one is Element, and then this is like my 5th cup of water with the good, fancy ice in it. But I haven't had anything since because nothing, even an egg doesn't sound good to me right now. And I love eggs. Oh, Homestead House is here.
Hey, there's Carrie. Well, I would suggest just getting a good night's sleep and then get up in the morning and listen to your body. If you feel hungry, then eat a good solid carnivore breakfast and you'll be right back on track, kid.
That's my plan. Or I'll just eat when I feel, because I usually don't eat in the mornings. Although I think I had mentioned to you before when we were talking recently, the last couple weeks, I've been eating in the morning and in the evening because I was hungry. And I don't usually, I usually do one meal a day just because that's how it has been. But
Yeah, I've been eating 2 to 3 meals a day for the last week because I'm kind of prepping for my 9-day fast. And I've
I'm
actually
on the fence about that.
I've actually gained like 6 pounds in a week, and I haven't eaten anything different. I don't understand it, but it's fine. It's fine. I just trust in the process and can't wait to get started with it.
So you're gonna drink just like, are you gonna do bone broth? Sorry, my nose itches. See, I don't know what's going on. You're gonna do like bone broth or just electrolytes or coffee?
Water,
There's
electrolytes,
coffee?
maybe some coffee or tea. Because I normally put a little bit of artificial sweetener and butter in my coffee, and I blend it up in that little Ninja blender,
Mm-hmm.
But technically, butter is just fat, and it won't break your fast. It won't stop autophagy or anything like that. But if you have bone broth that contains any kind of protein at all, that will halt your fast.
So
You might as well just eat a steak. Now there are some people who do like bone broth fasts. I don't know if they're using a different kind of bone broth that doesn't have protein in it, but all the ones that I've seen have protein. So, technically you could be fasting still, but you won't be in autophagy and you won't be getting kind of those kind of benefits.
So what are you gonna do? Just
Water, tea, maybe some coffee. I'm going to try coffee with nothing in it. See if I can handle that. Maybe just water it down a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I was going to start kind of rolling back off the coffee this week and see if I can kind of wean myself off of it a little bit.
Well, I have a very, very definite addiction to it because I didn't have some to go get my labs, and I didn't want to do my labs first thing in the morning because I wanted to be up and moving around, get that what is that morning glucose spike that happens and all of that stuff to not be going on, and then to be up for a couple hours before they did it. And so I didn't go in until 10. Now, I feel like there's times in my life where I have not had coffee first thing in the morning and I was fine. But for whatever reason, whenever it becomes time to fast for a blood test, I literally convince myself I'm going to die. And then I have this massive headache. Suddenly I'm hungry. I mean, it's the weirdest thing because I can go all day without eating. It's all up here. And apparently, I am controlled like a marionette with this little nugget up here because for whatever reason, I had got the worst headache that day for coffee. It was just the coffee. And as soon as I got in my car, and I mean, I could have mainlined it, but as soon as I chugged that coffee, it was gone. I was fine. I feel like I've gone without it before, though. I swear I have, but maybe not. But if I do it, I'm going to have to probably do the coffee because I feel like if I set myself up for a whole lot of situations at one time, it might be too much for me. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try it. I don't know how far I'm going to get, though.
Hey, any amount you do is good.
Especially considering my, giant pie of palooza over here, I think it'd be a really good time to start all over again.
Call it a carnivore reset.
Yes,
and a fast is a good way to clear out those things and reset your system and start fresh.
So are you going to be doing are you doing like a check-in? So I only paid a little of attention because I wasn't going to do it. But now I think that I might. Are there going to be like a check-in on your channel or what are you doing to?
Yeah, I was going to try to do.
Might be interested.
I'm going to do probably a little video this week with the things I'm doing to prepare for it, my strategy, and give a shout out to a couple of the channels that I know are going to be fasting along too. And then I am planning to do like a daily video, just something short, a couple minutes on how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, and just take people with me along my fast. So,
well, I'm going to try
okay.
too. I don't know how far I'll get, but I'm going to do it too.
Well, I would encourage you to try. So, your fasting experience, have you done like 1 day, 2 day, any day? Nothing?
0 day. Although I could definitely use it with all the weight that I've lost, I do have a lot of loose skin. So I could use what's that word that you keep using?
Autophagy.
Yeah, I could definitely use that. But I've just been listening to my body. When I'm hungry, I eat. When I'm not, I don't. And that actually kind of what I call intuitively went to 1 day. I actually, now that you mention it, you know what? I think there was a day that maybe I just didn't feel hungry and didn't eat at all, but it would have been just 1 day.
Well, if the pie you had this morning is the only thing you've had all day, you're already fasting.
That's all I've had. Well, I mean,
you're already doing it. So now it's just a matter of going to bed without having had anything else and getting up tomorrow and see how you feel.
Yep. Well, I'll definitely, but we're not starting until January though, right?
Right. January 1st.
All right.
But you were done basically, I don't know what time you had your pie, but if you have your first meal about the time you had the pie, that's 24 hours.
It was this morning.
That's 1 day.
Morning, so.
That's 1 day. So, yeah. Well, I know Kerry, he popped on here for a minute. He said he was thinking about doing it, and I don't want to put you on the spot, buddy, but let me know if you're in or not.
I don't know. Is he still in here? I think he's in from your channel.
I think he is. Yeah, I see the little link thing on his icon. So, yeah.
Put him on the spot. Carrie, how are you going to do it?
Spot. Like he put all those doctors on the spot about being in the Carnivore movie. So, in the documentary.
Oh, yeah.
On the spot, but yeah.
But hey, since you're here.
Now that I know that you're watching, or hopefully he's watching. So.
I'm going to see if I missed any questions because we are actually at the end and I don't think I missed any at all. So, just to tie it up, I mean, we talked about your fast that's going to be starting on the first week of January, but what else do you have going on? Oh, and then if you could post the link to your channel in the chat if you've got it real quick. So if anybody that is watching this hasn't subscribed to Brett's channel, Who's Your Carnivore, not Who's Your Carnivore, like I like to call him, but he'll put that in there so that you guys can subscribe, check on his fast challenge that he's going to be doing on the 1st of January. And then Brett, what else have you got going on or anything you want to tell anybody coming up?
Well, my fasting challenge is the main thing coming up, and I did make a video about it on kind of the rules of it, and and I want it to be a learning experience for people. If you're gonna be in it, maybe this week, watch some videos. I posted a couple links in that fasting video to Dr. Jason Fung. He's a nephrologist from Canada, and he is the fasting guru. If there's anything and everything you ever wanted to know about fasting and the stages of fasting and intermittent fasting or extended or whatever it is, his channel pretty much covers the alpha to the omega on fasting. So, I would encourage people just to take this time to learn about it. If you don't know much about it, learn about it. And I'm also doing this for anybody who just wants to start something new for 2024. New goals. If you've never tried carnivore before, start carnivore. A lot of us have started on January 1st. There's a lot of carnivores with that carniversary. So, everybody's going to be doing something new. Everybody's, joining a gym or doing some kind of new diet kick. Why not do carnivore for 90 days?
Absolutely.
So that was just, that message I was trying to send out there to everyone. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put you backstage. Unless there was any other parting words that you had.
No, that's great. Everybody have a safe and happy New Year. Hope everyone had a great Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you do. And be responsible and take care of each other and be safe on New Year's Eve coming up.
Absolutely. All right, Brett, I'll be with you in just a second. Okay, hold on.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for your questions and for joining us on Coffee Carnivores and Questions. It's just real short and sweet this time. We're going to go ahead and end this, but I just want to wish everybody a very, very prosperous, wonderful new year, and I hope your holidays have all been great thus far. And until we talk again, make sure you eat your meat.